Hello everybody and welcome to Ask Althea. Today's episode has to deal with a little something called money. This question is from a friend of mine who was kind enough to give me some food for this lovely little vlog. Her question is, how do you combine living expenses with your partner? Do you combine all the money, just the bills, or what? And how do you know what's best and how to let go of, quote, my money? According to good old Forbes.com, 76% of Americans find the monies to be a source of stress. But there's ways to get around maybe making it more stressful than it needs to be. And the first starts with the big C word, communicate. Okay, so you're going to sit down, you're going to talk with your partner or partners and figure out a plan. Maybe a good place to start is talking about who's good with money, who's not so good with money. Does anybody have any debt, any loans, anything like that they're bringing into the equation? Does one of you make a little bit more money than the other one does? Because that will kind of influence the way that you divvy up your money or the way that you contribute to any sort of shared fund that you create. For example, one of us in my relationship, my marriage, has been burned in the past by a former relationship in regards to finances. So we don't have one shared account. We've continued to keep our separate accounts, and then we have a lot of shared credit cards that Tyler keeps track of, and then we pay all of our shared bills, our groceries, gas, traveling together, that kind of stuff, with our mileage cards, and then we get to go travel the world because the Silva and the Tyler really like to do that sort of thing. We are travel poor. So anyways, maybe start there, kind of figure out what the base is, what stresses you out about money, what you're good at dealing with money, and then once you kind of establish that sort of framework, you can talk about what you actually want to do. And then that's the part where you're like, do we want to share an account? Do we not? Do we want to have our separate accounts and a shared account? It just depends on what is best for you and what makes you the most comfortable. And then once you figure that out, you got to figure out who's going to keep track of all this fun money crap. In our relationship, it's Tyler, because I suck at freaking numbers and I still use my fingers to add and things like that. So choose a money person to take care of the bills each month, and then the other people are going to have to kind of fill in and help that person keep track, because it gets a little confusing. We use a spreadsheet. You're also going to have to kind of talk about your money values. Money values such as, does one of you like to go out and have drinks and go to the thrift store and maybe buy way too many used books? And does one of you really not like to spend money on food and would prefer to buy a motorcycle and then a bunch of custom exhaust from Japan? Tyler. So you got to figure out there's little stuff like that that's probably going to annoy you both, that each of you does. And you'll just have to figure out ways to get around that kind of stuff and kind of a plan for spending on individual stuff. Other than that, you guys just got to hammer it out, and then it's something that'll probably be worked on throughout the course of your relationship, but you can come up with at least a brief framework. Hope that's helpful, and any of you out there that are listening to this, please write me. Let me know how you succeeded in your financial relationship stuff, how you set up a framework for your finances and your bills, or let me know if you had, some problems, some hurdles. Go to www.askalthea.wordpress.com. There's a box where you can ask questions or leave comments completely anonymously. And you should do that because I need more questions for this lovely vlog. So anyways, until I get some more questions from you lovely people, I will be back at you next time, and have a lovely Tuesday afternoon.